All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for college games of the week for week 7. Aaron's college games of the week. He actually submitted his is tied for the longest, I think, 13 games. A lot of games. It was either 12 or 13. I'm not sure. I was updating the graphics. It's going out tomorrow morning, since you do have some Friday games on there. It is separated. We titled the Friday games as well as the Saturday games. Not in order, though, which is kind of frustrating, because when I was looking at the schedule, trying to get the rankings, you had a 4 o'clock game at the top of your fucking list. And I was like, dude, why do you have... Let's put up real quick.
Rome, I just go off of the games when I'm looking at the spread on my
you had
bookie
Kansas
website.
and Texas Tech, and they're a 4 o'clock game, but yet you usually you're like 10 o'clock, 11, like it goes in chronological
I'm just
order.
going off what my bookie website has as far as whatever the games are. I scroll from the top to the bottom, so that's the way it had it. I left a lot of games off this list. I could have at least
left a lot of games off.
I left a lot of games off. There's a lot of good games and close games this week. So
I don't. We start this episode, Aaron, and Rome's really attacking you. I don't know if it's Rome's knee pain. Is it Texas falling out of the top 25, or because the Dodgers just completely got their ass kicked today? I mean,
it's everything. It's everything.
It sounds like Rome got bent over and taken to the woodshed.
Okay,
Dodgers got beat, dude. And I don't know why they put Kershaw in, by the way, when he had no chance of winning the game. They're already down by 4 runs. He gets annihilated. Let's just bruise this guy's ego.
Because that's the whole point.
More.
Kershaw gets annihilated in the playoffs. You might as well throw him in the game's a bit out of reach.
By the way, Dodgers barely won yesterday by a dumb move by Dave Roberts as well, trying to when he's been
Blake Trine's been terrible in the 9th inning for the last month.
He was great last year, but this year's been really bad. And then you put him in. And you're just basically giving pitches and balls to hit to the Phillies. Is dude, come on, man. This is a really good Phillies team. I don't know if you know, but this might be the best team in Major League Baseball. You can't be doing this when we're up 4 runs to none. And it made it really competitive in that game 2 win. Luckily, Dodgers panned out with a hell of a fielding play with the wheel play. But today was really stressful. My knee is killing me, dude. It is shredded. And it's probably the worst it's felt in a few weeks since me and Jaeson talked on Sunday, when someone gave me some magical painkillers, and I looked half retarded on the fucking podcast. That video's not coming out, guys. And
Jaeson said
painkiller now. But
Jaeson said he couldn't tell the difference between you're on a painkiller or not. You look the same regardless. So just FYI. Just FYI. He told me. He texted me privately. I'm not supposed to indulge on that, but hey.
Once this painkiller kicks, though, because I got 45 minutes.
I think it's starting
max.
to kick, honestly.
I don't know.
We're done. We're off the road.
He started this pod and just chose violence against.
I'm very hot, dude. I'm very hot.
I mean,
I'm irritated.
His hottest take of the pod
wrong either.
His hottest take of the pod is you not putting the games in time order on your college games of the week.
It was really frustrating.
I'm surprised Rome even checked that.
Can you put some rankings on here?
I don't know if I got enough room on that pad to get those rankings in. I got to write a little smaller then.
Not when you're writing first grade font. It's really tough. There's not a lot of space when you're writing first grade font. And that should be actually a font on Microsoft Word from here on out. Aaron's first grade font.
Last year we gave Aaron a hard time for the spelling of certain teams and everything.
He's been on it. He's been on it this year.
Yeah, he's been on it, but you're just, you're so critical. You don't post the legal pad anymore. You want the graphics, and now you want
it's on
you want time order. You want proper rankings on here. The man's just trying to give you games to watch. It doesn't matter the ranking. Doesn't matter,
Exactly.
Did you want the network these games are on next to?
That'd be kind of nice, actually.
Okay, all right. Just want to make sure. Just so we're clear.
75% are going to be ESPN. I don't know if it's going to be a plus next to it, but you can guess.
Yeah. You know what? I'm done with ESPN too. I was looking at their prices. They're hiking everything up. What a shocker here, right?
Seems like
everything
they got a lot of
about
WWE
NIL
shows on there now.
Cable, huh?
Seems like there's a lot of WWE pay-per-views coming on, like ESPN.
All the
app now.
All the pay-per-views are on there, man. But I can't even get them.
What happened to Peacock? Are they done now or what?
Peacock's only got the library as well as the NXT PLEs, but the main roster WWE are all on ESPN Unlimited, I think it is. So
all inclusive, unlimited. Yeah, whatever the hell it is.
Well, it's crap because like I got YouTube TV and I have regular ESPN, but ESPN Unlimited you can only get if you have certain cable providers for free. So in order for me to get this, I need to go buy ESPN Unlimited, and then I also have ESPN on YouTube TV, so I'm double paying just to get this extra content that some cable providers
I
get.
looked into that too. Yeah,
some
it makes
don't.
no sense to have YouTube and ESPN Plus, and then now someone else is going to come with like plus this, tampon this. You know, it's just really.
Because I still have the regular ESPN Plus that was part of the Disney bundle prior, but that doesn't get me the ESPN Unlimited content. So yeah, it's crap. I'm not a fan of it. I guess if you have certain cable providers, you get all this stuff, but YouTube TV, where Sunday Ticket lives, that I've had forever, which is a good product, you don't get this. So I don't know. Just going to be paying like $500 a month to watch everything I want to watch.
Yeah. By the way, as you're talking right now, they got like volleyball highlights from Texas and Tennessee. What a great sport this game is, volleyball. We don't get enough TV time for volleyball, college volleyball.
Well, Texas, I mean, that's got to, maybe they're a better team than the Texas football team. They're going to put a better product out there. Okay.
Really good. Yeah, Texas
can't be any worse than with Texas football's pitting on the field. I'll put it that way.
All right, so I was really pissed this weekend. All right.
Sounds like you're still pissed right now, Rome.
All right, Texas Tech two-step. You know what? I picked the wrong Texas teams. All right. So we had two Texas teams. I should pick the other one.
Texas Tech. I ended up picking up the slack, picking that one, Rome.
You did, and I figured if I don't get it, Aaron's gonna do it. My other pick though for like their Westgate Super Contest was gonna be Michigan. But I read too much into it. I'm like, I had that as
they didn't cover. They did not cover, Rome.
How about Nebraska? Did they cover? Was that it? I had Nebraska winning by 10 points, but I think they had a little bit bigger than that.
Nebraska won by 11. What was
okay? They barely covered then.
Oh, they would have lost. It was 11.5 in Westgate.
Okay, never mind then. Forget it.
So
I'm glad I didn't pick either way. So I would have lost either way. So I had those games on. For some reason, I thought Michigan would have covered. Tough games though. We all picked favorites. I took Texas. When you're looking at like defensive stats, though, right? Texas is ranked top 2, top 3 in almost every statistical category. You just cannot imagine a Florida team to score more than what they scored this past game. It was just not making sense. And I know you were up on them, and Aaron, you had your various reasons. For those that do not know, I've made a killing going against Aaron's picks sometimes when it's going against his favorite teams. When he hates a team a lot, like Texas, or when he loves a team a lot, like Florida State, I have won like 80% of these fucking bets. And that's why I have eaten a lot of steak dinners and really good breakfast, courtesy of Aaron Toller. And it's only because I've learned how he bets. And so I was going for the quick, clean sweep. But to be honest with you, when you're rewatching the videotape, you do not have that look though, like that look. I should have caught it whether you had it or not. You didn't have it. You were being pretty fair on this pick on Florida having a chance to upset, and I should have looked a little closer. But dude, the way Florida played though, it should have never happened. It should have never happened either way. You could win by a touchdown. You could win by a field goal. The end result should have never happened by any means necessary. Like it was wild, and it really completely pissed me off here because I'm watching Archie Manning just like overthrow guys 10 feet in front of him, 10 yards, overthrowing like fucking passes that I can throw. And even though when I throw a football, I throw my shoulder out every fucking time. That's why I don't throw a football.
Well, it sounds
this
like
guy cannot throw a fucking football.
Rome, so,
huh?
Sounds like your knee's already been thrown out too. So we don't need you throwing your shoulder out as well.
I'm really trying to remember these times that Rome was out picking Aaron in college football. I feel like we're just like making stuff.
I mean, when have we ever got Texas wrong, Jason?
Yeah, I don't know.
It seems like Georgia. We just pick Georgia every week.
We told you the whole year they were frauds and they were going to go against and beat a bunch of crap SET teams with their easy schedule.
They were good last year. They were really good last year.
They were good, but they weren't great.
Better last year.
Yeah, they were better last year.
Won the championship still. They were that close.
They were calling Quinn Ewers to give over the starting job to Arch last year.
Yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't great last year either. Yeah, that's how good that team was. It was overcoming a pretty mediocre.
Well, I mean, look at Texas. I mean, Texas was way overrated last year. If you go back and we go back to the playoff, they barely beat Clemson by 7. Arizona State, they won because of the referees. Ohio State finally got rid of them like they were. They lost in the SEC championship game against Gunnar Stockton. He was a JV quarterback at the time. He had no business being in a big game. Texas has been exposed. We talked about me and Jaeson last year. They weren't ready for the primetime SEC. I still don't think they are. They haven't recruited to that level, both physically on the offensive defensive lines.
Sarkisian now is trying to get the same type of treatment as, I'm going to say, Penn State's head coach. He just can't win the big games. And now there's a track record. Go back to USC. I don't think this is the guy. Archie Manning doesn't look like the guy. He can't throw a football. Well, how the hell is he a Heisman hopeful and a potential first-round draft pick if he can't throw a football? Like, what's with this sidewinding bullshit? Can't check down. Can't go through the progressions.
I want to give you some stats here.
Blows my goddamn mind that football game, the way it happened, I was just so pissed off because I really wanted to go 3-0 last week. And I still went 2-1. It was still really good. We had a great week last week in our Westgate, but Texas, I don't want to hear about them. I don't want to talk about them. This week, they have a big week, and they're favored against Oklahoma. How the hell are they favored? And granted, Oklahoma doesn't have their main quarterback, who was the leading candidate for a Heisman Trophy this year. He's out for, I think he won't come back until a bowl game, right? Their backup's not that bad, but
he's trying to get back. He's trying to get back for this game, Rome.
Dude, what the hell?
Rome, I want to give you a side-by-side comparison between two coaches right now.
All right, tell me.
Through 60 games and their tenure as head coach of top-tier college football teams. Head coach A is 41-19 overall, has 2 top 10 wins, has started 5 quarterbacks, has had the number 1 recruiting class 1 time, has a buyout of $45.4 million. Coach B, through 60 games, 39-21, 5 wins against top 10 opponents, also started 5 quarterbacks, had the number 1 recruiting class 1 time, buyout was $76 million. Do you know who Coach A or Coach B are?
Do you pull us off X?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me.
Coach A, 41-19 through the first 60, Steve Sarkisian. 2 top 10 wins. Coach B, Jimbo Fisher. 39-21.
Damn.
So
I love Jimbo Fisher, man.
Yeah, me too.
Not gonna lie.
I'm a big Jimbo Fisher guy.
I'm just saying Jimbo
he wins big games though. He wins big games, Jimbo.
He won 5 big games versus Sark only 2, and Jimbo didn't last long at Texas A&M after those 60 games. So just putting it out into the universe right now. This was on X. I saw there. So
wow.
I don't know. Jimbo got
stat of the day.
Yeah. Very well could be. I saved that one just for you, Romo. Scrolling through X, and it was kind of out there. But Sark, your guy, 2-8 versus top 10 teams at Texas.
So I never liked Sark, by the way. All right. I dislike Texas.
Well, Texas was a dumpster fire before he got there. I mean, what was the coach they had before? Was it Tom Herman or whatever? That was supposed to come in there and kind of save the program. And
it was pretty bad for a while after Mac Brown. Even like the last few years of Mac Brown was pretty bad. But Texas, I don't know if you guys know, like they have like a good music composition program. That was like on my list to go for either undergrad or grad school. Loved them from the bat. But then when they had the program, they had Young there. They upset USC. I hate USC fans. That was so big. You know, cool colors, cool uniform, cool mascot. What's not to like about Texas? You know?
But, are you talking about Bevo or Matthew McConaughey? Which is
I'm a big Matthew McConaughey fan, actually.
I like McConaughey too.
He's pretty cool.
I think he does famous better than most because 100%, if you're famous like that, yes, I'm just going to every game. I'm on the sidelines. I'm number 1 fan. That's how you.
He's famous, but low key, chill, very approachable, really nice guy. I've only met him once, but would love to have a beer with him next time.
Yeah, I mean, Texas, You talked about Vince Young winning that national title. What was that? 05, 04, 05, whatever it was.
05.
It seemed like they kind of ran into like bad luck when Colt McCoy like basically had a dead arm against Alabama. And what was it, like the 09 championship Rose Bowl? Like from there, it just seems like Texas has been cursed. Like they weren't they were good, but they weren't like where they expected to be till really Sark kind of got them there. And then, it didn't make any sense really. I mean, the money made sense for, Oklahoma and Texas to leave the Big 12. That's why they did. I mean, the Pac-12 could have had them, a decade before?
They had a chance, yeah.
And that would have been really, really smart. They didn't do it. And now we know where the Pac-12 happened to them. But, yeah, I mean, Sark, like you said, Romy's talking about, the other teams, this and that. And we talked about Florida. I mean, Florida was
not a good press conference.
Florida was in a prime spot to beat them. We talked about it coming off a bye week. Billy Napier was fighting for his job.
It was.
He's the offensive play caller. He put up a great game plan.
That defense, was supposed to be one of the best in the country.
Well, Rome, let's look at their opponents. Sam Houston State, San Jose State, and I can't even remember the other team. I could go out there and play defense.
Week one, they played great against Ohio State.
The defense
great game.
Yeah, but you're breaking in a quarterback of a redshirt true freshman quarterback that never played, new play caller, everything, kind of getting the jitterbugs out. So I think if Ohio State was to play Texas now at the Horseshoe, they'd beat them by like 17 points. I mean, that's how much difference these teams are compared to week 1 and week 7. So, I mean, Texas, I think, still has a talented defense, but look at Florida's got athletes too. Florida's recruited very well. They got players, good quarterback. I said it was going to be difficult going in the swamp of 105, 108,000 fans. The game wasn't even as close as 29-21. I mean, Texas got manhandled by Florida. That's just the bottom line if you put on the tape.
Oh, yeah, 100%. All right, enough about Texas. Let's just recap a few other games. Aaron's Florida State also lost a big matchup against Miami. I thought Miami
give Jaeson credit for calling out Miami. I mean, Miami is definitely one of the top 4 teams. I mean, I knew they were talented. They were good, but Carson Beck has played great. But this team's better than what I thought. They're going to win the ACC. They're going to go to the playoff. I think that's a done deal in that conference.
Most definitely. I thought Texas A&M also had a really great win against
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, yeah. Mississippi State's a really good team. I've seen a lot of the games. I was actually, I know it's 31-9, but that was like a lot closer than what it was. Jaeson, you're about to say something?
Yeah, I think just going back to the Miami, I think felt they were going to be much better this year. I think the question was going to be what would Carson Beck look like in this offense, because during kind of the end of the Georgia run just didn't look as dynamic as it was before. But the offense is quite different this year versus was with Cam Ward last year, where you felt like Cam Ward had to do everything, and they really do stretch the field and they're blowing things out. And I think where Miami is a lot different, I think, and this is where I think the recruiting factor of what Cristobal does, like they're in the trenches and they're big in the trenches. The offensive line is great for Carson Beck. The defensive line, the big guys like up front, it can probably go toe to toe with some of the SEC guys. So yeah, like I felt they were going to be better. I think everything's going to stay with Cristobal though, is like they got dudes. They got premier athletes that are national championship caliber. It's going to be the in-game coaching and the preparation and stuff like that always kind of is the question mark around Cristobal. So far hasn't affected him, where I thought they would definitely get into the college football playoff. I think obviously they will. This team's never won the ACC, which is crazy considering how Miami's like the legacy program. Clemson seems to have fallen off. I don't know if they sneak in and win all the SEC games and be baby competitive, but yeah, Miami, I think super impressive. And then you bring up Texas A&M. I think the funniest part, and I'll bring my Notre Dame homer into this right now. I mean, Notre Dame's 2 losses against is 2 of the top 5 teams in the country right now, which
good losses.
Yeah, good losses. You don't want to have losses, but good losses. They should have beat Texas A&M. But I think that goes to show you kind of how, Notre Dame was ranked 0-2 and people were calling for it. And a lot of people, including myself, saying Notre Dame wins out, they're in the playoff. Oh, they're 2-loss team, blah, blah, blah. Like, you lose to 2 of the top 5 teams in the nation right now that have had some quality wins, gone and beat people. Both teams look good that are, primed to get into the playoff. Yeah, it's an interesting top 5 right now when you look at Miami and what they've been able to do, and then their ACC road ahead, man. Like it's, they kind of stumbled obviously out of the down the stretch last year after they had, was the Cal win, and I forgot which win that Rome really contested that the refs messed them up.
Virginia Tech, right?
Yeah, it was Virginia Tech. But the schedule for Miami is really like not much down the stretch. Like the Louisville game this weekend. Aaron does not have it on the games to watch, but Louisville.
That's next weekend.
Oh, it's next weekend. Sorry, they had the bye week.
That's
Sorry.
why. Yeah.
That's why. Duh. But Louisville, they've kind of had a team in and out. Could be a scare game. The at SMU game, SMU not what they were last year, so it turns into an easier game than probably before. And they got no ranked teams left at this point right now. So the destiny, everything's in their hands, Miami, because they can win out pretty easily here. You're going to be looking for the stumble game. And I think that's the biggest question for Miami. Are they going to have the game that's way closer than it should be? Because the rest of these teams, they should be able to out-athlete everybody.
Yeah, I mean, but looking at Miami's schedule, there's no reason they shouldn't win every one of these games by double figures, really looking at it. I mean, we're typically, like we said, Mario Cristobal, he kind of gets in his own way, stumbles. But this team might just be talented enough that he may not have to make that tough call. Florida State started to rally back there in the fourth quarter, but Miami really controlled that game for 3 quarters, just out-physicaled them, out-executed them. I mean, if you're looking for a slip-up game, SMU can make a lot of sense. Do they stumble back-to-back road games at Virginia Tech, at Pittsburgh to end the year? We know Virginia Tech's not very good, but Pittsburgh is okay. We'll see what they look like this weekend at Florida State, but yeah, I don't see no reason why Miami doesn't win the remaining of their games by at least 10-plus points every one of those games.
You guys mentioned Louisville, Aaron. I think you had some praise for them early in the season. They lost a tough one against Virginia, 30-27.
Virginia's a good team. Virginia's a really good team,
but so is Louisville. So they can still mess up a lot of people's seasons down the road. I'm not sure how many more losses they'll get, but they're really tough, man. Really tough out. Virginia's solid as well. Yeah.
I mean, Virginia, we're talking them undefeated. Well, I think that they lost to NC State, but I mean, Virginia, Miami, that could end up being your ACC, title game there.
Maybe.
If all pans out. Georgia Tech, too. Don't count them out. Georgia Tech's a solid team.
I like Georgia Tech.
They'll get Georgia late at the end of the year at home. Georgia Tech upset Miami last year, if I'm not mistaken. We called that upset. So, Miami might have some bad blood looking for them at the end of the year.
That was my outside pick, long shot in the beginning of the year. So I'm rooting for GT. They got cool logos, cool colors, cool uniforms. Really good team this year. They have not been this good in a long time. So pretty fun stuff. Let's recap a little bit more though, since we went on like this long Texas tangent. I apologize for that. Alabama, Vanderbilt.
I couldn't interrupt you, man. You were just on fire.
Alabama, Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt was pretty tough in the first half, and then Alabama just took a spanking on it. Actually covered. Aaron, you actually won that one. That was a nice.
It was a good week for me in college football, man. A good week for us.
Notre Dame looked like they were kind of playing with like a dog playing with like their prey or like their food. Like the first quarter or so, and then they finally started separating away. Miami, we already talked about that. Ohio State, man, what really stuck out? There was a game that stuck out. I'm just drawing a blank. Oh, that's right. It could be my UCLA fucking Bruins upsetting Penn State, back-to-back losses, and throwing James Franklin's life completely upside down. They can't fire him. They owe him too much money. The boosters can't pay him off. He's stuck there.
What is the buyout, Jason, for
it's 50-something million. 50-something million. But that was an embarrassment. We talked a little bit about that on the NFL recap episode last time. But goddamn, dude. UCLA looked really fucking good. And, I've seen glimpses, throughout the season. You know what? Foster was not the right coach. And I'm glad Neuhauser took control of the play con, because even watching the replay here on thank God for YouTube TV, you can just search it and play it almost any time. You don't even have to record it. It plays it for you. I had to pull out some tissues and some lotion and just have myself a good time, because it was a hell of a fucking match. That was really phenomenal. Penn State, though, they're in trouble.
Rome's right. $49 million basically is the James Franklin buyout. Dude, only the 12th highest buyout in the nation. So, there's bigger ones out there.
That's still high.
Who's the biggest current buyout that after Jimbo Fisher got bought out?
Most expensive buyout currently belongs to Kirby Smart, $105 million.
What? What?
Was his contract for 12 years or what?
I don't know. This is according to USA Today. Ryan Day is next at $70.9 million.
All right.
Kellen DeBoer, Sark, Dabo, all at about 60. Dan Lanning, Kurt Signetti, 56.7. So
yeah, speaking of Ohio State, though, they look a lot better than last year. Right now they're undefeated. They're number 1, rightfully so. A lot of movement in the rankings. You got Ohio State, Miami, Oregon, Ole Miss at number 4. I think this is our highest ranking probably in a long time. Texas A&M. I like Texas A&M. They're a really good team.
Now you're jumping on Texas A&M.
Dude, they are really good.
So you abandon Austin for College Station.
They just look really nice, dude. It's a really good team. I like football. I like teams. I'm not like stuck on like this, hater mode like you guys are. If it's a
Detroit hater mode, I mean, Texas stinks.
Yeah, they do stink. They do stink. I don't want to see them in the top 25 for the rest of the year. They don't belong. Even if they beat Oklahoma by some small fraction of a chance, by like a pubic hair, it's yeah. I just want to talk about them. Oklahoma. I'm really curious how they handle Texas this week, though, because this could mean a lot in the long run at the rest of the season. Indiana, impressive wins. Alabama, really high at number 8 at 4-1. Texas Tech, probably the most surprising out of everyone in the top 10. They're 5-0. Really impressive. By the way, they changed their logo this past week, and if you're in marketing or branding, not your favorite rebrand. It's not very good. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, if you guys want to throw in your 2 cents. And then Georgia might be like the worst 4-1 team out there. I'm not sold on them. I think there could be other teams rated higher than them, but lots of movement that happen. Notre Dame surprisingly has been like in the lower 20s for like the past few weeks, despite them winning a few games. Now they're at number 16, but they're probably getting like the most like disrespected out of everyone in like the top 15, 20 teams.
I don't know about that, and I'm a Notre Dame homer, but they're the only team with 2 losses in the top 24. Aaron's Florida State Seminoles at 3-2 are 25th in the nation. So I would say Notre Dame's about where they should be. I mean, they're below your one of your other 15 teams, Michigan, which I don't think Michigan's better than them. But you're gonna get some shakeup here. These teams start playing a lot of big matchups this week. You got I don't want to spoil Aaron's games to watch, but Oregon, Indiana, that's definitely going to shake things up here a little bit. Turn the Big Ten. Then you start getting to the SEC onslaught of these teams start playing each other. So I think you'll see some teams popping out here over the next couple of weeks as we get some more head-to-heads in the top 15, top 20. I will say, though, for Ohio State, though, they probably got, maybe they got 3 big games left, but Illinois this week, big game was probably their biggest game until Michigan at this point. Penn State would have been a big game, but now that's an afterthought. So, at Illinois, they don't have college game day there or anything, right? At Illinois, I don't know if they're going there, but seems like another big Illinois game after Illinois just had USC a couple weeks ago. So Illinois 5-1, trying to make a statement. This could be a game that puts them on the map because Ohio State doesn't have to play Oregon, doesn't have to play Indiana. So the other 2 big dogs right now that's been in the conference, they don't really have to play the Illinois and Michigan things where it's at. But I think you get to this point now where Ohio State and Oregon can potentially win out, or Ohio State and Indiana, and you got your undefeated teams going to a college football or a Big Ten title game that's playing for the first round bye.
Yeah, where is college game day at? Are they at Oregon, Indiana this week?
I don't think, because college game day usually goes to the SEC. Check.
They usually promote it pretty well. I haven't seen anything for this week.
I thought I saw something, but I couldn't remember. Yep. Yeah. Indiana at Oregon.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Nice.
be a good little spot for them to go to. But yeah, I mean, Rome, Notre Dame's playing well. I mean, their schedule lines up pretty good. They got that matchup with USC. We're going to see what USC is all about with Michigan this week at the Coliseum. So that's a big game for them. But Notre Dame, I like the way they're looking. Could have beaten Boise State by more, covered the 20.5 by winning by 21. You mentioned Texas Tech. I didn't see the rebrand. All I hear when you talk about Texas Tech is my people are down there, Rome. Like everybody looks like me down there. Makes sense. You would be, top 10 because they're basically top 10 in everything we do. But yeah, I like Texas Tech. I got them top 5 right now. If you just go off power rankings and how they've looked, I think by far they're the best team right now in the Big 12. They've been dominating opponents. I mean, what they did to Utah, they just beat up on Houston, who was undefeated at the time. Texas Tech may be underrated. I think them and Miami are two teams that are kind of being underlooked that are just dominating their conference. So, yeah, I mean, those are some good teams. You talked about Vanderbilt, Alabama, little sneaky cover there by Alabama, running one touchdown in late to cover that 10.5. That was nice. Got me a little win at the Westgate contest, so I'm not going to complain about that. But Vanderbilt's been pretty good. They're a solid team too, Vanderbilt. They're no longer, that easy team that you think of on the SEC schedule. They are a tough out. They're probably an 8-9 win team this year. Texas A&M, Rome, glad to see you finally jumped on the bandwagon. I've been trying to tell you for a while that Coach Elko will have those guys going. Once I saw him bring out the chair and start throwing it around, I got sold. That got the job done at Notre Dame. Maybe he threatened the placeholder there and said, "Hey, look, dude, if you don't drop this, you're gonna get a chair across the helmet." So honestly, credits to A&M.
It was the big win against Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State is just a really, really good team. They're 4-2, but that's a really solid. I still think they should be ranked in the top 25. They're really great. Blake Shapen or whatever the quarterback is. But Marcel Reed, he's having a good year. But yeah, Texas A&M, they're looking really good. That's not going to be good for Texas at the end of the year, though, for sure. I don't know if Texas can actually win more than 5 games this year, or 6 games rather. I don't know how many games they have now.
Come on, Rome.
It's really bad.
No.
What do they got? They got what, 3 wins already? Texas?
Don't know. Don't care.
I mean, he's really jumped the ship.
Any other things you guys want to talk about from week 6?
Well, I kind of teased on was it Monday who was going to be the front runner, who was going to be the next coach at Penn State.
Yeah.
Now that James Franklin supposedly has got a $49 million buyout, and
they're not going to buy him out.
We talked about Lane Kiffin, I think, the week before. I mean, Kurt Seguini's out Indiana, but I think the guy that's the right guy for the job. I don't see him leaving where he's at. Jaeson would hate if he did, but Marcus Freeman's the perfect answer for what Penn State needs. Perfect guy. He can win big games. He's done it before. Get him in a power conference. If Penn State was ever to make a call, that's the first guy I would call first, Marcus Freeman, and see what his interest level is at leaving Notre Dame. I think he'd be the perfect guy to take over there.
Jaeson?
Yeah, I don't see it happening. I think the only spot that I would say that I could see Marcus Freeman ever going would be if his alma mater called him.
What's that?
Ohio State.
I still hate his fucking beard, man. All right. It's a dye.
Just from in color?
I like seeing guys dye their beards. Just look at me. Nice salt and pepper. All the bitches like it,
Yeah, but Marcus Freeman's a good-looking dude, man. So
he is good-looking. He is good-looking. Yeah, he could do whatever he wants. Yeah. All right. I think we're done then. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Aaron's college football games of the week. It is a long list, and we'll do a little check-in on how we're doing on the Survivor and Aaron's personal Survivor after this.